my name is Bettina Swigger. I am the CEO of Downtown SLO, and we are going to share with you some information. We have a few guests today, and we'll also share with you some organizational updates. So thank you for taking the time out of your busy schedule to be with us this morning. We really appreciate you being here. And if we understand that there are a lot of downtown business owners who are not able to join us because they're busy running their business. So if there's something that you learn about on this call, we would really appreciate it if you could share it with your neighbors and your friends and let them know about the work that we're doing to really try to move through this moment and bring downtown SLO back and support a vibrant economy, which is of course our mission every day. A big thank you to our board of directors and our liaisons for 2021-2022. I'd like to specifically thank our president, Laura Mullen, who, in addition to leading our board meeting last week, also helped move her business, Humankind, into a brand new, larger space on Monterey Street. So very exciting to see that kind of mobility and growth in a downtown business. So congratulations to her. I know that was a heavy lift. And I believe they are now open in their new location. So it'll be really fun to check out. Just an update of our August Board of Directors meeting, which took place last week. We had a conversation about a brand new vacancy and vibrancy business report dashboard, and I will share with you some more details about that in a minute, but that marks a big step forward for our organization in terms of tracking the number of open and closed businesses in the downtown. We also discussed our Concerts in the Plaza program, more about that in a few minutes from our events manager, Nisha Johnston. A big thank you to the members of the board who volunteered at the bar on Friday night for Brass Mash. It was a lot of fun. And we also discussed the communication and logistics for the downtown repaving project. Phase 1 began last week, and this is the periphery of the downtown. Just a reminder that summer 2021, and now pushed into sort of September, August, and beyond, is the orange section on the map in front of you, and the blue section will not be really affected until 2022. So that is the core of our downtown business improvement area. However, we do know that even when things happen on the outskirts of our central core, that does affect access to the downtown. So keep an eye on that. The city of SLO has been doing some really good updates on their Instagram and on their website. They have a weekly project update, and that's worth reviewing if you have a minute. Onto that open closed business map and dashboard I was talking about. I'm going to give a shout out to Pat Arnold, our past president of the board of directors, and just an all-around great guy and wonderful volunteer. He, along with Fareed Shahid from our board of directors and a few local developers, started a vacancy and vibrancy task force in late 2020, I believe. And we've been working over the last few months to generate some progress. And everybody's been talking about, oh, before the pandemic even, oh, there's so many vacancies downtown. What are we going to do? And what we think is really important is to have accurate information in order to have a conversation that's based in reality and not just on one person's experience walking down the street. So thank you to Lee Johnson at the City of SLO and David Yoon, who is the mastermind behind the ArcGIS platform. We have put together a portal on the city's GIS platform, and this is the snapshot of that map. Each green dot that you see represented here this morning represents an open business. A red dot represents a vacant store for a vacant business, and an orange business, an orange circle represents a business that is coming soon or a project that is under development. So we now have this as a really sophisticated tool to track. Our organization will be going in monthly and updating this map. And then we download that information into a dashboard so that we can track the numbers of vacant businesses, open businesses, and closed temporarily businesses, which we're sort of moving out of that, hopefully. And you can see an actual vacancy rate. Now, important to note here is that this vacancy rate is actually just counting the number of doors, and it's not based on, say, square footage available. So this can be a little bit of a challenging metric as you start to have the conversation about what does vacancy really mean. when we have, let's say, for example, Beverly's, a very large business in the downtown, close after many years, that has a larger footprint than, say, the Sock Drawers, which is soon to be a Wetzel's Pretzels. So this is literally just an apples to apples, door to door comparison. But you can see that in July, the vacancy rate in those terms dropped to 9%. And that's pretty good. In general, it's kind of a pain point and a moment to go, oh gosh, we need to do something when it goes above 12%. So all things considered, San Luis Obispo is doing pretty well. We're really excited about the progress that we've made having this information, and we'll be sharing this for you on a monthly basis going forward. Pat, did I miss anything from this? Anything you want to add?
No, thank you, Bettina. That's great. It's a real big shout out to the city and the people that helped get this together. This was a lot of data and combing and interpreting, and we now have a baseline that we're going to be able to use year after year, month after month, and year after year. And it's really going to make a big difference as we look back this time next year. So thank you all for the help during this project. And it's a lot more to go.
Great. Thanks, Pat. Appreciate it. All right. And with that, I'm going to invite Shannon Del Porto, our Operations and Public Space Manager, to talk a little bit about our current COVID-19 reality. Shannon?
Good morning, everybody. As of August 15th, there are over 23,000 positive cases in SLO County and over 1,000 active cases. And that's quite the jump from last time we spoke. I think it was about 700 last time. There have unfortunately been 271 deaths in SLO County and over 170,000 doses of the vaccine administered in SLO County. You can get testing information at readyslo.org and vaccine information at recoverslo.org.
Shannon, and I do want to point out that the county for a while had been shifting to reporting the cases weekly, and now they are reporting on Tuesdays and Fridays. So on Friday, we got a very worrisome press release from the county stating that there had been 400 cases of COVID assessed in the last 3 days. So we're definitely experiencing a surge, and we all need to be aware of that. My concerns really from a business perspective are, as this pandemic moves into what may be more of an epidemic, how can we as the business community prepare ourselves for when we have cases among our staff and in our teams, so that we can, we're seeing some businesses have to close temporarily again. This isn't because of government imposed shutdowns, but it's because of transmitted illness that can be prevented by vaccines. So we've got a lot of work to do here. We're not out of it by any stretch. And I encourage you all to check the readyslo.org website on Tuesday at 1 p.m. and then again on Friday. All right, up next, we have Lee Johnson with the City of SLO. Good morning, Lee. How are you today?
Good morning, Bettina. Doing well, doing well. Can you see me and hear me okay?
Yes.
All right, excellent. Yeah, first of all, just reiterate, the COVID situation. We need to keep masking up, getting vaccinated, all those things, so that we can try and stay as close to normal as possible and keep everybody open and doing business. A couple things coming up at the council. On E24, there's a parking district work being done. The closest impact to downtown would be on Dana Street. It should be pretty straightforward, but we'll see. And then we're also doing the MCU, which is the Mobile Crisis Unit, which will aid in some of our homeless services things and stuff like that. And then on 9/7, we have workforce agreements, which is about using local labor, union labor, et cetera, on projects in and around the city. And then there's also initial review of the public safety center plan and what that replacement looks like. And then on 10/5 is the T-bid. And then on 10/19 is the open space winter hour. So night hiking and all of that stuff. Otherwise, that is it for me.
Great, thanks, Lee, appreciate it. All right, up next we have our County Supervisor, Dawn Ortiz-Legg. Thank you for being here this morning, and also thank you for being a sponsor of our concerts in the Plaza this year. We appreciate that.
Yeah, my pleasure. Good morning, everyone. very happy to support the Downtown Association. You're doing a great job. I am going to see if I can share my screen, please, and go through just a couple of things that are going on here at the county. Okay. Okay, there's that, what I want. Share my screen. I always do this to you guys, huh? All right. Okay. Are you in there yet? Nope.
Not yet.
Okay, hang on. I ended show. There we go. No, I didn't. Hi. Thanks. I don't know why I can't see anything. Okay, let's start at the beginning. Righty there. Oh, nope, go back up. Yep, up there I am. Okay, so, we'll start with one of the big topics, and that is regional initiatives on homelessness. Last week at the board, we've been talking about some of these things. Don't ask me why it takes so long to get the money to do it, but that's how the system works. And we did go ahead and budget a number of items. We are budgeting a safe parking pilot program that'll be putting people in different places throughout the county in a safe parking pilot, which what we have in downtown San Luis is one item. We need to do that throughout the county. We also have it, at Prado, but we're looking for this as a temporary kind of program. I mean, people do travel that are unhoused. So, we'll probably always have some sort of a parking lot. But that was one thing that we budgeted. We budgeted encampment cleanup through the Blue Bag program, and then abatement as well when we move people out of an encampment program, like what we're trying to do on Palisades Avenue in Los Osos. And we set up Kansas Avenue. Kansas Avenue is out by the Sheriff's Department. It's out by the Woods Humane Society. Many of you might know what that is. I was out there on Friday. It's a pretty nice view. I mean, it's a big lot in a sense, but we've got facilities there for them. We will be bringing services in on a weekly basis. Some folks are like, well, that's not what we want because it's not by all the stores and this and that, but we really just need to find a safe location that's with security and all for people to go and park their vehicles. Mostly it's motorized vehicles. You have to have a motorized vehicle. There's no tent parking, no tent capability there. So we've got that to take care of. But it's actually a good start for us. We're really getting pressure, and I'm happy for it. We need everybody's help, and we all have to do as much as we can do, particularly those here at the county, myself included. We went ahead and did some additional hires on staff for both mental health and program manager. We have this thing called Housing Now, where it's a fast way to get people into housing. We have it up to 70 units a year. Now we're trying to move it up to 100 units where we're actually housing people. And then one of the things that I think that I had been mentioning is that we went ahead and did a communication strategy hire. So we have a bid out right now for a communication marketing person as a consultant to come in and help us talk about the things that we are doing and that how many folks we have housed and what's available and where is it that we're really missing the place. And I think that, we've all got our ideas about this, but I really want us to get a good, solid communication strategy that illustrates the wins and the losses, so to speak, the successes and where we're failing. And so without having that, it's going to be really hard to address the most tough and difficult members of the population that we seem to not be able to assist properly, that are impacting the businesses downtown. And it's really, it's getting to the point where I'm losing my patience. I'm sure many of you already have lost your patience on this. So I wanted to share that with you. The next item is something that's been a hot political potato. I'll just say it that way. And that is this, let me move this up. This is the SLO County and the Integrated Waste Management Authority. And, the city of San Luis is a member of it. The county is a member. All the 7 cities are members and our special districts. So last week, what happened is basically earlier on, the board majority said that they would like to consider leaving the IWMA, and we paid $35,000 for a consultancy to come in and tell us what that was going to take. And so basically they had 3 objectives. what were the financial assets that the county could pull out of the IWMA? Well, the answer is none. There's nothing that we're actually able to get of the assets that are at the IWMA. Two, how many county employees will be necessary to implement duties here for the IWMA for the county areas? And it's about 5 at minimum. And then establish the financial budget for this proposed work effort, which is approximately $2 million, $1 million for setup and at least $1 million for operations. So that's going to be challenging because at this point, the county has about 20% of the IWMA customers, with the rest have 80%. So there's a lot of back and forth going on. You've probably seen news about this, and it's a frustration for me. We'll come back to this on the 24th of August because the way that we did the business last Tuesday wasn't actually a 30-day notice. And part of the JPA states that no withdrawal shall become effective until 30 days after receipt of a written notice. So that means that we may have not completely done it in the way that is written in the JPA, which is something that's kind of interesting how this all came about. If you have any questions about this, it's such a sticky, complicated issue. Please feel free to reach out to me. I will say that from the very beginning, I think that we all knew that this has been it's just been something over the years in regards to people who want to do more as far as recycling and plastics and all of that versus those who don't want to do that. They only want to do state mandated items. And, it's good arguments on both sides. But I think that we could have found a way to improve the efficiency and the oversight of the IWMA than what's going on. But we'll see what happens here. You did mention the COVID update, and we just wanted to go over those numbers a little bit as well. And that is that, we are seeing this enormous increase. We have received a lot of comment on that in this office in regards to why don't we have a mask mandate for indoors, and why are we having a mask mandate for students? So we spent about 2 hours at the board on an item that it was not even scheduled to be on the board, an item that wasn't on there, with a lot of folks coming in from mothers mostly saying they didn't want their children masked at school. And at this point in time, that's not our authority. The school board is not our jurisdiction, and the school districts. And so those things are happening. As then it turned out, the state went ahead and said for schools to protect the children with masks. There's nothing coming down from the state at this time in regards to any other mask mandate or any other vaccine requirements or mandates. So as I say here, I advise public to wear masks indoors if you're with others, and staying safe, protect yourselves. Lastly, I want you to know, and I don't think I've mentioned this before, that I have office hours every Thursday here at the county building. So if you want to come in and talk, you can always stop in and talk to Sarah, send an email to this address or give us a call. And I'm happy to sit down one-on-one. Also, the third Thursday of the month, I'm down at the Shell Beach Public Library, which is a real sweet location. And for those who may go back home and work out of their offices, you can find me there at that southern location. So people don't have to necessarily come downtown. It's really nice for some of the senior citizens to come over there. And I'm stop share now, and I'm done if there's any questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Dawn. I have a couple of questions about the
Sure.
IWMA, which is incredibly complicated, and I don't want to take too much time here. But I know that we have been actively having conversations about some state bills that came up about no single-use plastics. There's no single-use plastics in the city of SLO. We've been encouraging businesses. We got rid of straws. And then last summer or 2 years ago, there was a big conversation about recycling in general and there being nowhere for the recycling materials to go. Can you speak to what's happening now? I know like China wasn't buying aluminum. Can you do that?
Oh, they buy
briefly?
aluminum. Aluminum's like a good one. Other plastics are the problem, really the cheaper. So there is an enormous amount of activity going on at the legislative level. It really is going to take a legislative level for us to get our arms around the recycle problems that we have, not only in our county, our state, but our country, if not, beyond. And so I think that what's happening is that we are going to see perhaps some recycling, some other legislation in regards to some of the nastier products like this polystyrene, which is kind of what created our recent mess at the IWMA. But it is really true that it has to come down from a state mandate. And the thing is that people will say, well, why hasn't this been done before? Well, there's very special interest in the garbage packaging is what I should say, packaging industry that have prevented things from happening. And so we're getting the brunt of it in dealing with the fallout of not being able to see legislation move through. What the Europeans do is that they've narrowed it down to maybe 3 families of plastics that are almost cradle to cradle, meaning that you can use it over again. It can be recycled. Things can be done with it, whether it's being reused in some other format than a bottle to something else. That's kind of the direction that we're hoping people go in. So that's what's happening there. I mean, there's a lot about this issue, and it's kind of interesting to have garbage be such a big issue. But for downtown businesses in particular, our 1383 mandate that's coming at us January 1 is going to be something that's going to be challenging for everyone. And that is that we have to separate out our green food waste from any other waste. And, while I do it at my house, I can tell you that, there's buckets of food that you put it in your green big bucket with your grass, and you try to mix it in all the time in order to keep the stench and anything else down. But these are the kinds of challenges that we have. And on January 1, that comes into effect. I want to note, though, that we as a county are probably better positioned than most counties because we already have our biodigester. So we've got a place to put our green waste. And we also have given out everybody the green buckets. So we're kind of ahead of the game to a certain degree, but this is what we really need to be focused on, is helping businesses make sure that they can be compliant. But there is a grace period. So, it's not like some of the stuff that you may have heard from the dais that people are going to go to jail and all this kind of stuff. That's not going to happen. We're going to work with everyone and get everybody up to speed. And we do have a good grace period to initiate that mandate. Okay. I don't know if that answers your question.
Well, it raised more questions, but I definitely appreciate
That's why I have office hours.
That's great. I'll come visit you at the beach.
All right.
No, but I do think it's really important to speak about that January 1st date. And it's something that we've been talking about as an organization too, because we are the bringers of so much food waste on Thursday night into the downtown. So it's something that our farmers market, we've talked about that for a while now. And through our AmeriCorps program, we're hoping to implement some kind of a volunteer program at the market where we can have people on site to help educate people and have green bins available. But it requires on-site management. You can't just put the bin out there and then hope that people do the right thing.
One of the things that came across my desk in the last so many months since this whole debacle has been unfolding, Cal Poly graduates brought to the IWMA, and for her senior project, something that is is across the nation. It's called Recycle Across America. And really, I think it's a fantastic idea in many ways, because what happens is that we get guests from other areas, right? And so people aren't sure which bin goes which. I mean, kind of know now, but what Recycle Across America does is it basically standardizes all the bins, all of the logos, all of the icons, so people understand where goes what. And with the Recycle Across America, they have social media and movie stars that are to young people that would be able to pick up. So it's kind of like a modern day Smokey the Bear campaign, if you will, where people are all on the same page. And I think this is kind of it's already ready to go. I mean, they took it to the IWMA at the time. That was with all this, upheaval, they didn't want to look at it. But I think whatever happens, I mean, these tools are out there for us to use. And that's why when we can move away from the politics and the nonsense, there's a lot of things that we can get done that are already out there for us to utilize and have these, really good discussions on how do we reduce our waste. I'll stop there and reduce my waste coming out of my mouth. Have a good week, everybody.
Thank you so much for being with us. We really
Thank you.
appreciate it. Always good conversation. All right, well, that was a nice segue too with the mention of Cal Poly students. Let's hear now from Courtney Kino from Cal Poly. And by the way, thank you for volunteering as bartender at Concerts in the Plaza on Friday night, Courtney.
So fun. Got to serve Supervisor Ortiz leg, which was fantastic. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I encourage everybody to volunteer. It was really a great experience. So, and thank you to Supervisor Ortiz leg and to Lee for those county and city updates. I think these little blips that are so easy to understand are really, really helpful. So thank you for that, as always. In terms of Cal Poly, we just ended SLO days this past Friday. So hopefully many of your businesses saw traffic coming through because of that orientation for students and their supporters. And now we look to fall. Our move-in dates start with a very small number of students moving in on September 10th, and then the majority of students will move in Tuesday, September 14th, and the days that follow. And then there's Week of Welcome, which begins on the 15th and lasts through the 19th. As so many of you are doing, as Bettina was talking about, we are watching the increase in cases very closely. The Delta variant definitely has us concerned, and our EOC, our emergency operations team, is watching that closely. We do still plan to have the majority of our classes in person and to house a close to pre-pandemic level of students, so about 8,000 students living on campus in our on-campus housing. The CSU, as many of you I'm sure have seen, is requiring students, staff, and faculty to submit proof of vaccination before stepping foot onto campus, or the only other option is a medical or religious exemption. And all of those students are reporting in, and we're very encouraged by the numbers that we're seeing there. For students living on campus, their deadline to have all of that submitted is September 14th. And then for the rest of campus, including staff and faculty, that deadline is the 20th. Any unvaccinated students, so if they have a medical or religious exemption, they are going to be required to test twice per week. Everyone on campus is required to wear a mask while indoors, and that's effective now until further notice. I will post, as always, our coronavirus webpage in the chat for anyone to look up any more information or reach out to me anytime if you have any questions. And then wanted to say a quick thank you to all of you. K through 12 starts this Thursday, and you all have put up with band instruments in the background, kid noises, and I just want to take a minute to celebrate that school's coming back. So thank you. That's all I have.
We will miss the saxophone serenade.
So funny.
It's been a time. So thank you, Courtney. That's all really helpful information, especially about the testing for people who have medical or religious exemption. Is that going to be on campus the way it was last year?
It will be. Mm-hmm.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Okay, up next, Jim D'Antona with the Chamber. How are you today, sir?
Doing good, doing good. Good to see everyone. Really, before I just jump in, I do want to follow up on Bettina and the supervisor's comments and something that the Chamber we're doing. We are really engaged on this IWMA discussion. I think it's really important, Bettina. Thank you for making sure it gets brought up here for our businesses, because if this continues, if the county separates, we are going to look at increased costs for everyone. No matter whether you end up part of the IWMA group that stays together or the county's group, doing dual work in this county will create greater expenses. And so where we can, I know our supervisor Ortiz Lake gets it. She talked about those things, but there are others who are trying to separate this where there are bigger things we need to solve and try to work this together. And so we're really bearing down on this to try and see if we can hold it together, because for everyone, for our entire community, that's an important piece. So I make sure I would encourage every business owner to try and stay involved on that and talk to, let's be specific, the 3 members who voted on the county to vote against that. And that was Pashong, Arnold, and Arnold, I'm sorry, Compton. Additionally, so for us, we're really excited because Wednesday is our first membership mixer live in person outdoors out at Madonna Expo Center. We invite everyone. It's free, no cost. Invite your friends. The only entry fee is your business card. Just drop it with us. We have some really great giveaways that we're doing besides the opportunity to get back out and connect with our fellow business owners. We do it. There's Madonna Inn is giving away a gift certificate for 1 night stay. Central Coast Follies giving away 4 tickets to opening night of their Whole Lot of Nonsense. We're getting a gift card from Skipper's Brew Coffee Slow House. There's a wine gift basket from Kelsey C. Canyon. We have over 22 vendors coming out there. So this is going to be kind of what, if remember pre-COVID, we had the expo. This is kind of going to be a mini expo up at Madonna Inn. It's up in front of the expo center. We'll be in the parking lot. If you are vaccinated, you have the choice of where you want to wear a mask. Of course, we encourage it. But if you are unvaccinated, we definitely would say you need to wear a mask. So we hope to see all of you up there and enjoy. We're looking forward to having a really, really great event on Wednesday from 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. Wait, nope. I'm sure I got that wrong, right? Nope, I got it right. 5:30 to 7:30. There's something else I'm doing that's in another day from 5 to 7:30. On our second piece, just kind of we have a great review of our support local program in partnership, obviously, with the city of San Luis Obispo and all the money that went into our community. The Buy Local bonus program that worked with the city to directly support our local businesses that resulted in more than $728,000 of direct local spending in just 5 months. Really want to give the city just an inordinate amount of credit for the amount of work they did to use their resources to invest in our community, in our business community. It's great. If you go read that recap, you can see all these amazing statistics in there just about the amount of advertising impressions that people got, that we all put together and made sure all the qualified shoppers and how much each individual was spending on all the receipts that were sent. So a really great discussion piece there. So we had just wanted to make sure you understand what's happening there and see what happened and what the city did to invest in our local business community. Our next one is we are still doing our working lunch programs, highlighting local businesses and the people who run them. So make sure to just kind of check in, see them on live Fridays at noon. We do it on our SLO Chamber Facebook page. It's live there. You can also see them afterwards on Instagram and the others. They're there shortly after 12:30 if you can't catch in right at noon. But really fun interviews, getting to learn incredibly interesting stuff about incredibly interesting people like Bettina, having a lot of fun doing those. And then I'll just close with one last thing I think is incredibly important is the census data was released last week. California is doing some final touches on where their numbers are in terms of state prison numbers, which will modify a couple of things. But for the most part, we have the data now to understand kind of the census that is going to be utilized at the county for redistricting. So I would encourage all of you to get involved in the redistricting process. Right now, the city of SLO is divided into 3 supervisors district. I will leave that up to you, whether that is a good thing or a bad thing. I know we have one supervisor who's always here, always appreciate that. But when a community is broken up into 3 different spaces, sometimes it is your voice is maybe minimized. So I would say please stay involved in that. They did their first meeting. The county has a website up for that. They had their first meeting July 20th. Their next meeting is October 26th. They will have draft maps. They'll be taking draft. And by the way, a super cool tool. If you just want to play around, you can redistrict the whole county on their website using their tools on where you think how it should be aligned, and submit that as a map to be considered at the November 19th meeting. And then November 30th, they will be approving the redistricted map for the county. This isn't the state. The state has a completely separate process. This is just the supervisorial districts of the county, and those will be adjusted for the next election. So an incredibly important thing, and I know it's really technical, and the SLO chamber will be working hard on it by ourselves, but if you have thoughts, you should participate, or just let us know what you think, so that we can make sure to include those voices. Other than that, that is all I have on our side.
Great, thank you, Jim. And I want to just highlight the fact that the working lunch this week is Sarah and John Peterson from Scout Coffee. And I know I spend a lot of money at their business because they're just out our back door, and very, very proud of them for starting and then expanding their business so rapidly throughout the Central Coast. So
and I would have
tuning in for that.
Bettina, the only reason I didn't say who it was is because Sarah had to bail out at the last minute. Sarah and John had to bail out, and but they want to redo it. Obviously, they're opening their 4th store. They just they overbooked themselves, I think. So I apologize that they won't be this week, but probably September 9th, we will have them. But I am working on another great one. Hopefully it'll be a downtown business that we're looking at. But yes, Sarah and John are up soon.
Okay, cool. Well, we can still support them even if they won't be interviewed by you on Friday.
Exactly.
All right. Thanks, Jim. And appreciate that. The link to the work that the Support Local campaign, I really do encourage everybody to check that out as well. It's incredible, just incredible investment in the local business community and in our downtown specifically. So thank you for that. We are partnering with the Small Business Development Center on a new program. And unfortunately, nobody is here today to be with us from the SBDC, but Cassidy Shevlin, who was our AmeriCorps member last year and is now our membership and program coordinator. We went ahead and hired her full-time on our staff. She's going to be working with their team to distribute N95s to your business. So there are now state requirements with OSHA that you as an employer are required to make available to your employees N95 masks. And this is, I believe, not just for disease transmission prevention, but also for wildfires is my understanding. So we will be having, you can make an appointment to book your pickup date. We'll have them available at our office, August 24th, 25th, and 26th. And then we'll also have them at a booth at Farmers Market at our information booth at Choro and Higueras. So hopefully you'll take advantage of this free program, and we're excited about this partnership going forward. And with that, speaking of the farmers market, I'm going to invite Whitney, our program director, to come on and share a little bit of information about farmers market. Good morning, Whitney.
Good morning. How is everyone doing? Farmers market is going. We are operating every Thursday, 6 to 9. It's been a busy summer. It's been super fun to have everyone back. Since opening to full operations in mid-June and opening up the application for everyone, we have processed over 175 applicants. That includes our returning vendors, new vendors, a handful of our downtown merchants, including Mother's Tavern, McClintock's, Hemp Shack, Bliss Cafe, Cowboy Cookie, and more. If you are a downtown business, this program is designed to bring foot traffic into your doors, as well as to bring a vendor storefront on Higueras Street. You are automatically approved as a downtown BIA member. So if you're interested in participating in the market, please reach out to me. I will put my contact info in the chat after this. but we would love to get you involved. It's been super fun. We've redesigned our market a little bit. We've expanded the footprint of our certified farmers section. It goes all the way down to the Osos intersection, as well as the Broad to Napomo area, which you're seeing some photos of that on this slideshow. Our full-scale bands are set up at the Napomo intersection, and it's been super fun. It's been a big dance party. A lot of our new vendors are located down there, including one of our soon-to-be downtown businesses, Quesadilla Gorilla, who will be opening a quesadillas place in the creamery in the coming months. So check it out. There's a lot of new stuff and a lot of good traditional stuff like the corn and other things that everyone knows and loves. Some upcoming dates to think about. We have Slow Days Move In on September 16th, which is a busy day for our market, as well as September 30th, which is Cal Poly Homecoming. Those days are close, if not already completely booked up with vendor spots. So we're really excited. Some other things coming through. We will have a special event with the SLO Climate Coalition. The thing with our market right now that is really crucial is just constant communication. As has been mentioned several times, people just don't really know what's happening where, what's open, what's not open. So it's just been a constant getting the word out on our social media, on Google, whatnot. It's incredible how much messaging you can do and people are still wondering what's going on. Bettina, you can go to the next slide. Something else that's really cool at our market, we are participants in CalFresh. That is EBT, formerly known as food stamps, electronic benefit transfers. We launched it with our May 13th market, and since then we have processed or distributed over $5,000 in EBT benefits. It's a wonderful program. It supports our low income food insecure program. It's just, we're so thankful that we can offer this to our community. As of August 5th, we started Market Match, which is an additional incentive. The way that works is for every $1 that an EBT customer redeems at our market, they are given an additional Market Match dollar. We match up to 15. This image you see on the slide is what people can get with their EBT tokens as well as their Market Match. Market Match is a little more restrictive. It is only eligible for fruits and vegetables, but we have over 40 vendors that are eligible to participate in this. We expect an uptick in EBT partners as they come back in when the students come back, as well as the word gets out that we do have Market Match. Something that's not on here, but I do want to make sure people are aware of, we also accept the PEBT, which is a program that was launched during COVID for students who usually get free meals during the school year. They are able to get PEBT benefits. It's just the same kind of card and redeem those at our market. For more information on that, though, if you have questions, feel free to reach out or we have it on our website. And this last slide is just a visual recap of the market over the last few months. August 5th was National Farmers Market Week, and we celebrated with an Instagram giveaway. As you can see, Representative Carbajal is posted on, or is in the middle of this on his Instagram. He posted while he visited our market in May. And so in celebration of National Farmers Market Week, he posted an image from that. He's purchasing some strawberries that he then gave to his staff as well as some of our staff. Overall, the market has just been so fun. We're averaging around 80 vendors, 3 to 4 entertainers every week, a lot of new entertainers coming in, which is always fun to talk about. We do radio spots every week to highlight those vendors and get the word out. And it's been good to see everyone's smiling faces, to see everyone gather and continue the tradition. And that is all I got for you. If anyone has any questions.
I just want to say thank you, Whitney. Your leadership on this program is really remarkable, and we're so grateful that you stuck it out through all of those months when the market was not operating. And we can see that you learned a lot and that our team has grown because of the work that you've done. So excited to keep it growing, and no pun intended there. So thank you for that update.
Thank you.
Okay, other items going on in the downtown. The August Plaza pop-up by the SLO County Arts Council has been very fun. This is 6 sculptures called Untitled 6, and this photo here was taken by one of our ambassadors on Sunday. So you can see that the Plaza has just been enlivened and improved so much by this Plaza pop-up program. This is the last official month of the Plaza pop-up program. So we'll be working with Molly Kino and the TBID and our folks at the Parks and Recreation Department to see what will happen in the Plaza going forward after this month. We do, of course, have concerts in the Plaza going on, and that's a fun activation, but we really want to highlight what this Plaza pop-up program has done, not just to support the restaurants who You can get takeout and enjoy the Dine Out Downtown program with the tables and chairs that are available there daily, but also just attracting people downtown to enjoy a visit and then do some shopping as they visit our downtown. And speaking of the Plaza, let's do a little update on concerts in the Plaza. Nisha, congratulations on 2 fantastic weeks.
Thank you. It's been really fun, everyone. Yeah, so August 6th, we had Damon Castillo Band, which was amazing. We had a check presentation from Sunset Honda, who are our title sponsors of $15,000, and our band sponsor was Pacific Western Bank. So thank you to them and Carl. Damon Castillo just rocked the stage. It was really a lot of fun and a ton of energy, and people were dancing. I want to shout out to the SLO Chamber and Jim for being a wonderful line monitor. We had 11 of you guys. It was really great. As well as returning VIP volunteers. And then this year, through the city's code to not use single-use plastic, we encourage everyone to BYOC, bring your own cup. And we sold 170 souvenir cups. So we had 16 ounce cups, which were exciting. And we also did wine, which were 10-ounce cups. Sold 170 of those, and then sold over 100 cans. So that is 0 plastic cups that we have, which is quite awesome. And then we also have a fun kids zone in the amphitheater, and we had Connect 4, Jenga, Cornhole. So it was a really good time. Next slide is just a nice little video from the concert. Oh, we don't have any music, but as you can see, Damon Castillo is playing. We have the banners hanging up for our sponsors, full crowds, chairs as well, and then we have the bar in the back. And then last Friday, we had Brass Mash, which were also amazing. Our MC Suzanne from American General Media, AGM, was there. And then our band sponsor was a local restaurant / tasting room, Park 1039. We also had a guest appearance from Reese, who's also a member of the Kicks and the Tipsy Gypsies. So that was really awesome just to break it up and to hear her voice as well. Thank you to the board of directors and Courtney for helping volunteer, as well as another 12 VIP volunteers. We sold 150 souvenir cups and sold over 900 cans. So we're almost at that 2,000 mark, which is pretty awesome. And at the end of the night, Brass Mash ended with the musical Congo line around the band. So really, really exciting, amazing turnout, which we're so happy about. And then the next slide will be our upcoming shows. We have Bear Market Riot this Friday, and then with the Kicks, Tips Gypsies, September 10th is actually going to be Moonshiner Collective. And then September 17th, Resignation, and we're ending the season with Dante Marsh and the Vibe Setters. So I hope everyone can make it. It's from 5 to 7. It's free. It's open to the public. 5:30 to 7:30, live music, and you are more than welcome to bring food in from any downtown location and from home.
That's great. Thank you, Nisha. And what an undertaking it's been to bring this program back. So congratulations to you and the rest of our staff for making it happen so seamlessly. I hope also that the surrounding businesses have benefited from this program returning to the Plaza. And in fact, I was wondering, David, we have you on the line. How was your business at the hotel after the concerts in the Plaza the last couple of weeks? Have you noticed anything?
We've been blessed with business the last 2 months. It's just an amazing difference between what we experienced in January versus where we are now. And there's just been a little gradual increase each week. Yes, there's definitely more traffic on the weekend. Fridays and Saturdays are generally very busy. And I think part of the reason is because of all the outdoor space. But yes, business has been good.
Oh, delighted to hear that. And I know somebody told me that they were trying to get in, and you were telling people to wait outside on Friday night because there was a wait list. Is that pretty standard?
We don't have a wait list. We particularly the rooftop seems to be the most popular, and the later in the evening, we have a capacity situation. We want people to be able to sit down. So when all the tables and chairs are full, we hold off. We have a little line outside that people can wait in. but it's not a waiting list. It's a first come, first serve type of situation. So generally, 7:30, 8 o'clock, if it's full, until a table opens up or chairs open up, we hold people people are handling being out differently. And some people don't like people standing right next to them type of thing. So we've increased our capacity up there. We have lots of tables and chairs. And we promise we're just trying to get you up there as quick as we possibly can. But we also have the outdoor patio at Piadina, which is always open and available as well. So if there's a wait and I'm there, contact me and I can provide some VIP access. But generally speaking, it's first come, first serve. The later in the evening, it does get busy, which is just we're very happy about. And we're very sorry if anybody had to wait.
Oh, absolutely. And I wasn't saying we were sad to wait. I mean, we are sad to wait. I'm just curious about the operational decisions that businesses are making, given the influx of people for various programs and just business coming back in general. So
we're very happy. It's just been tremendous. And the community too, at this particular facility, I've been doing this for a long time, but the support the community has given us has made a vast difference in our success.
that's wonderful. Well, thanks for that quick update. And I appreciate your facility, your wonderful property, and your leadership on the board. So thanks.
Thank you.
Okay, speaking of some of our promotion that we do for businesses in the downtown, our organization has some reports from July, and it occurred to me was that when I was putting together these slides this morning that we haven't really shared very much about our Google AdWords program. As a nonprofit organization, we are eligible for a Google AdWords grant. And that means that we are eligible for up to $10,000 a month in spending that we would otherwise have to purchase. So we have a number of campaigns going on each month, including a dining guide for downtown, breweries, wineries, what to do at the farmers market, and shopping campaigns as well. So we had some great success with that program last year. We spent, in quotes, $6,200, so $6,200, and we're looking to grow that program, and we've seen it bounce back quite a bit. Our Instagram channel continues to reach a lot of people, both residents and visitors. We have seen an uptick in our followers. We are now at 10,408, and we have some really good numbers when it comes to post impressions, 46,817 post impressions in the month of July. Our story impressions are also quite popular. These are posts that we repost from all of you. So if you have a business in the downtown, if you tag, use the hashtag downtown SLO, or if you @ downtown SLO, you're going to be more likely to have us repost it. That's the way that we see it if we're not on the app at the time that you see that. We also have a really high story completion rate at 91%. So we'd be happy to help promote you in that way. And down below, there's just a good piece of engagement that we had an Instagram page, an Instagram photo of a woman shopping and enjoying downtown. And that's the vibe that we're trying to promote for your businesses. Our website users over each month have ticked up considerably as people have started to emerge, similar to what we've all been talking about. In February, they reached a low point, but now they're really climbing back up. We also have our weekly delivery email that goes out on Thursday, and that shares news about new businesses opening, different public space activations, and other events and happenings in the downtown. That number is ticking up as well. So just wanted to share a few of those pieces of information. And now I'm going to invite Shannon to tell a little bit about our Clean and Safe program update. So Shannon, take it away.
Thanks, Bettina. So here you can see we have updated our Clean and Safe program on our website. So shout out to Rachel Lackman, our Marketing and Communications Coordinator, for making these changes. It's kind of hard to see here, but you can see that we've added a section called When to Call a Downtown Ambassador. So maybe you're a downtown business owner and you're not really sure what the Clean and Safe program is about or who to contact with issues. You can take a look at all of these complimentary services that our ambassadors are happy to help you with, and you can just call that number at the top of your screen. And we've also added in some statistics for the last year, so you can really see the impact that our ambassadors are making downtown. On to our Clean and Safe quarterly update. So this is for April through June. You can see the fluctuation in the amount of trash removed from the downtown, graffiti removed, stickers removed, and gum removed. I would also like to note that while oftentimes I'm mentioning all the wonderful cleaning our ambassadors are doing, they are also, providing directions to visitors, recommendations for shopping, restaurants, that sort of thing. So they really are a wonderful asset in our community, and definitely say hello to them when you see them or call them if you need some assistance. Lastly, I have a Capsule quarterly update. You can see I've just thrown a couple of statistics for the months of April, May, and June for the outreach and direct assistance that Junior from Capsule is providing. I was actually out with him, I think it was last week, and we were training one of our new ambassadors, and we got to see an interaction with an unhoused individual, and it was just fantastic to see Junior's patience, empathy, and just genuine human kindness. He has these interactions on a daily basis, and the goal here is to build relationships and hopefully, eventually get folks into services that Capsule or the community is providing. So big thank you to Junior. He is another wonderful asset to our downtown and our community.
Thank you, Shannon. And in addition to Junior, we do have some new program leadership at Capsule. Jack Leahy has taken over for Grace McIntosh, and Shannon and I had the chance to meet with him. He's a very dynamic, bright person, so we're looking forward to continuing that relationship and seeing some of the future successes we can have from this program. So with that, we have reached the end of our program with 3 minutes to spare. So thank you all for being here today. If you have any questions or any concerns or compliments or criticisms, we are always happy to take them. You can call us, you can email us at reachus@downtown.slo. You can walk in. We do have regular office hours, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. We are working remote and on event site on Thursdays and Fridays. So that's a little more challenging day, but we're always available to you, and we would like to know what you would like to see from these future monthly presentations. So thank you for joining us. And if there are no other questions, we'll let you go, and I hope you have a beautiful week.